Parc Astérix is the premier thrill park in all of France. Located just north of Paris, this is a great park themed to the Astérix comic books. You have all these colorful lands and rides, but the latter is what we'll be discussing in this video. With the opening of Toutatis in 2023, this park now features 8 different roller coasters, and the park also features a nice lineup of non-coasters, highlighted by a quartet of unique water rides. So in this video, I will rank this park's top 15 rides. Before starting the list, I want to note 2 rides that will not be included. First, you have Vol d'Icar. This is a rare Zir Hornet. Much of the ride is a tame family coaster, but the finale is downright painful. The brakes bring the train to a full and jarring stop, and since you ride inline, it is easy to smack into the other riders or worse, hit your nuts against the seat. Second, you will not see the Aerolaf aerial bar. This ride appears to have some really cool views of the park, but it is an upcharge because you must buy a pricey drink to experience it. Number 15, Carrousel des Caesars. This merry-go-round has plenty of horses per usual, but it also has 2 unique vehicles. First, you have a boat that rocks back and forth. Second, and more notably, you can ride inside Obelisk. If you're unfamiliar with the Astérix comics, this is a very large and fat man, and you ride in his butt no less. That alone brings a smile to my face, but you can also spin Obelisk at a good clip to get a dizzying and disorienting ride. Number 14, Cheval de Troie. This is a forceful flying carpet from Zir. While it lacks the height or airtime of other models, it still manages to be intense. Each downswing rips you to the ground, tossing your body forwards or backwards, while also offering strong positive Gs. Number 13, Grand Splash. This is a unique shoot the chutes from Intamin. This was a far longer layout than usual. You start by heading up a hill, and then you actually have a small drop. Then you spend nearly 4 minutes floating about. There isn't too much to see, but there is festive music playing at least. Then the ride culminates in a double down. No airtime, but the abrupt hump has some zip to it. Then you can come off this ride quite wet. The main splash gets you fairly wet, but what can really soak you are the geysers. Number 12, Oxygenarium. This is a rare spinning water slide from Whitewater West. You ride in these inflatable rafts, and they spin pretty consistently for the descent. There aren't any major drops, but the boats will be wildly pushed up 1 or 2 of the turns. Number 11, Romulus et Rapidus. This is a solid River Rapids ride from Intamin. The first half is scenic, but I like the second half when it goes through a cave and then goes past the Pegasus Express roller coaster. The rapids in this one aren't too crazy, but there is a wave section, and then you have a few geysers towards the end. Number 10, Disco Belix. This is a Zamperla disco coaster. These rides are always fun with a mix of spinning and weightlessness, but this one is elevated by its placement. The hump on this one goes over the midway, then the far spike goes over the water. This results in some fun visuals. You have a fire effect one pass, and a fake splashdown on another. Number 9, Épée de Maïs Choisière. This is a scenic boat ride through a village past all these popular Astérix characters. The scenes don't have much animation, but they are colorful, plentiful, and detailed. And there's also a fun segment where you pass through a cave midway through the experience. Number 8, Défi des Caesars. This is one of the most entertaining madhouses out there. This one has a few pre-shows. The first is a funny segment where they take face scans of all the riders and place them on cartoon warriors. Later you have a room with all these water effects. Then the main ride system is from Mack. Unlike most iterations that are themed to a house, this was uniquely themed to a boat. The inverting effect is well executed, and you have a series of screens with some aquatic visuals along the way. Number 7, Tras du Jura. This Mack bobsled is one of the best coasters of its kind. This was a much longer layout than most. It used to wind its way through the woods, now it passes over Toutatis in a newly themed area, but the finale is just as scenic as before as it works its way around some nice rockwork. Then the ride also has a different theme than usual. Rather than being themed to a snowy bobsled, this ride is themed to cavemen discovering the wheel. Then a few of the spirals and helixes particularly in the first half, have solid positive Gs. The slatted trough can cause the bobsled to vibrate, but this can be mitigated by leaning forwards. Number 6. Menhir Express. This is a well above average log flume from Hopkins. This ride is much better paced than Grand Splash, and it features 2 drops, both of which give little pops of airtime if you're in the back of the log. The first is enclosed, and it features a fun bunny hill afterwards. The second is considerably taller. Just note you can come off this ride pretty darn wet if you're in the front half of the boat. Number 5. Pagos Express. This is a dynamic Gerstlauer family coaster in the mold of Fire Chaser Express. You have a fun little launch out of the station, then you climb a lift hill for the forward segment. While there's no airtime, you have an agile layout with some whippy drops in the back half of the train, but things get really interesting in the second half. You have a themed show scene before being blasted backwards into the finale. You then have some more bends over the water, and the sudden side-to-side action induces some sneaky laterals. Number 4. Gooderiks. This may be the most underrated coaster out there. Many people have declared this Vekoma Looper one of the world's worst coasters, but I simply do not get the hate. This ride is tolerable. While there are a few awkward transitions, they weren't jarring enough to cause any headbanging or discomfort for me. So instead, I could appreciate all this ride does well, and it has a super forceful layout. The first 5 inversions are extremely intense. The butterfly in particular is a major gray out moment for me, but the pauses are similarly great in the Batwing and vertical loop. Then the final 2 corkscrews had some snap as well. I have an entire review going more in depth, but go into this one with an open mind and you may be pleasantly surprised. Number 3. Osiris. After my first rides in April of 2019, I declared this B&M invert my favorite one out there. My review reflects rides when this coaster runs faster wheels in the cooler months, so I went in with the expectation this coaster may run a bit slower in the summer months, and unfortunately it did run a tad slower, but the ride is still excellent. What differentiates this from other inverts is the inclusion of airtime. The first drop is wild with the abrupt ejector pop and laterals. Then you also get some negative Gs on the drop into the trench, the drop before the final inversion, and the exit of the final helix. Then this ride has the usually great inversions. The first 3 are very forceful. The final 2 0G rolls are super floaty and chock full of hang time. Add in a unique layout and some wonderful Egyptian theming, and this ride is a fantastic all-around experience, and it's super smooth still too. Number 2. Tonnerre de Zeus. This wood coaster was originally built by Custom Coasters International, but recently underwent a major refurbishment by the Gravity Group. This included extensive retracking, some layout modifications, and brand new Timberliner trains that most notably feature a backwards facing row. The latter is what makes this a borderline top 10 wood coaster for me. The ride feels completely out of control in reverse. While the recent work did lessen some of the laterals, the ride now has much better pacing and more plentiful airtime. The large drops offer good jolt of airtime in the rear rows. The wave turn offers super sustained sideways airtime for all. Then the smaller hills also toss you from your seat. This ride does have a shimmy on the turns, but I find the coaster tolerable, and I go more in depth in a separate review. And coming in, number 1 is Toutatis. The park's new for 2023 Intamin multi-launch coaster immediately became the best coaster at this park. This is a very diverse and well-paced coaster. It feels like Busch Gardens Williamsburg's Pantheon with a more action-packed second half. Like that coaster, Toutatis is an exciting swing launch sequence. The LSM launches have some punch to them, the rollback and spike offer oodles of weightlessness, and the bunny hills have great ejector airtime. This ride is advertised as having nearly 24 airtime moments, and it certainly has plenty of out-of-your-seat moments. You have a mix of all different types of airtime, with the sustained ejector on the big bunny hill being the standout. Then you also have 3 awesome inversions. The 0G stalls have phenomenal hang time, then the final barrel roll has excellent laterals. Add in some great theming in the first half and a secluded wooded setting in the second half, and this coaster throws in exciting visuals along with all those fun elements. And this ride is immaculately smooth too. See my review for more, but this is now the best coaster in all of France. So those are the top 15 rides and attractions at Parc Asterix in France. This park is one of the best top 3s of any theme park now with the opening of Toutatis. What are your favorite rides at this French theme park? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canobie Coaster. Thanks for watching.